2025 was one of the biggest travel years we've ever had.
Yeah, some trips we took together. Some I traveled solo, but every destination taught us something different.
Welcome back to Travel Tips and Recommendations with Nikki and Tommie.
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Tommie. We are happily retired Army veterans, but now travel is a huge part of our life.
So today we're doing a 2025 travel year in review. We're going to walk through each destination, sharing our real takeaways from every trip that we've had.
It's true. And at the end, so stick around, we'll tell you our top 3 destinations of the year and why.
Yep. So 2025 started off with my trip on a girlfriend's getaway on the Sea Dream 2.
Yeah, I didn't go.
It was a girlfriend getaway, and it was on a high-end luxury yacht, the Sea Dream 1 and 2. We were on the 2. And this was a trip that was in the British and French islands, to include Anguilla, Jost Van Dyke, Ile de Saint, and St. Bart, and a few more. And we also did a post-night cruise in St. Martin, which was a fabulous trip. Highly recommend you going back to seeing that video that we already did with that one. And because it has so many nuggets in there that I think everyone would appreciate. My takeaway from that is I truly enjoy those smaller, intimate sailings where you can get to know the chefs, you get to know the people on board. You know, it was a fantastic trip.
And then when she came back, then it was our opportunity to go on a Disney Magic out of Galveston. And that was my first Disney anything.
Yeah.
Never been to Disney World, Disneyland, or anything. So I was a little excited, because I wanted to see what the ship was like. But I'm going to tell you something. When you get to see Mickey and Donald and Goofy and Pluto and Daisy and running around, you start to feel like a kid again.
Yeah, that wasn't my first cruise, Disney cruise. That was my second, but it just brought back a whole lot of memories, from taking the kids many, many years ago. So Disney definitely does the kids right. My biggest takeaway with this is that even if it's not just about the kids. The parents, grandparents will have a fantastic time because Disney does know how to separate the adult-only areas from the kid spaces, and so that everyone can enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. And then we got Sandals, South Coast, Jamaica. Yeah. So we were invited by Sandals to attend because they wanted to show off. And then while we were over there, we took another opportunity. But South Coast was large, and it can be even larger, right? So, and it's beautiful. They still have the Sandals themed nights. They still have, the in-house bands and all that stuff. But my biggest takeaway is that it's a calming place, right? And outside of those little birds that want to eat everything, it's a great place for you to basically isolate. You can go there by yourself with your special someone, and you could go to the pools, the different pools or whatever, without being really bothered by a bunch of other people. Yeah,
the one thing that really kind of stuck out to me was the fact that they transformed their tennis courts into pickleball courts. Yeah, and they have an official pickleball coach there, so if you're into pickleball at all, highly recommend going to South Coast.
Or you want to learn,
Yeah.
And then after that?
After that, we went to Dunn's River 2.0.
Dunn's River,
and it was about an hour and a half drive to Dunn's River.
And you're not going to get there fast.
No, but it was a completely different vibe from South Coast to Dunn's River. Yeah. Completely different. It's with high energy, fun crowds. We spent a lot of time at the bar area.
Yeah, we just having fun. I mean, just everybody we talked to, everybody we ran into wanted to talk. And the way it's smaller than South Coast, and the way things are set up, you can hear a party wherever you are, and then you gravitate to it.
But it wasn't overly.
No,
it wasn't just because we're saying it was fun and high energy.
It was
you can
just a
find it
different-
there, but it wasn't like just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It wasn't any of that.
It was just a different tone
Yeah.
than South Coast, but it was still beautiful. And then having Dunn's River Falls right there, that's an excursion that I'll never, ever forget. Just without a doubt, this is easily in my top 3 favorite all-exclusive resorts. Yeah, easily. Yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah, all-inclusive, what I say?
Exclusive.
All-inclusive,
Yep.
what I meant, yeah.
Takeaway from that is that even though it was a little ways from, even if you're going from the airport to that particular area, you must go. The vibe matches, the atmosphere of the resort.
Okay.
Our next resort was El Dorado Resort. It was a Charisma property, but then that was the management company, and now it's taken over back by the family of the El Dorado. And we didn't know much about this resort prior to going there, but it was a pleasant surprise once we got there. We saw that they were doing a lot of renovations. We got a chance to do site inspections of the new rooms and what they were going to look like. So pleasantly surprised. It's an affordable, all-inclusive resort.
Adult only.
Adult only.
Yeah.
They have the Generations Resort, which is multi-gen right next to it.
Right.
So fabulous, both of them, fabulous resorts for a multi-gen vacation.
Yeah. For me, it's simple. It's because after going there, the only thing that I found wrong was some of the rooms are outdated, our rooms specifically. And then to find out that they are in the process of renovating rooms, and then we saw a finished room. Yeah, this is going to be a good resort to go to relax and just have a little fun and try different foods. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway was that even resorts that are in transition can be hidden gems, because once renovations are complete, like I said, this will be a strong adults only option. And then, like Nikki said, with Generations next door, you can have like a group outing and still be in the same area, because you can all the adults can go to El Dorado, and then the families can go to Generations, and y'all can still meet up and have a good time.
Yep.
So
Highly recommend for multi-gen vacations.
agreed. Yeah. And then next was Ghana. We have been wanting to get back to the continent together. So Nikki, she's done her safaris by herself.
I went to South Africa,
and
came
then,
back, and I said, we got to go.
Yeah, and then I've gone to Africa while I was still a soldier. Liberia specifically. So this was an opportunity for us to go together. We knew it was going to be powerful because, like she said, she had just come from the continent, and then I'd been there before. But landing, the first thing you realize is, you are no longer the minority as a brown-skinned, black-skinned person. And everyone greeted you with brother and sister. So it felt inviting. And then just the fill-in of the lessons that we've learned about our ancestors,
and things we didn't know.
Yeah, because in the United States, from the ship to slavery, we know about, right? And then everything that we've fought through and for in this country. But what we really aren't familiar with, and I'll just speak for me, what I really wasn't familiar with was how the gathering of slaves happened in Africa. How can Africans come from Africa and end up being slaves, basically disowned, and move to a whole nother part of the world? And being there in Ghana, it really explained the questions. It explained the lies that are out there. It just really connected me with my ancestors and their journey that they had to take for me to be in the position I am today. And it just changed me completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That trip was life-changing, and I recommend everyone to go to learn about the history, because that's something that we just haven't had a chance to really we don't know what happened pre,
Yeah.
and that gives us an eye-opening account of everything that happened.
And it's one thing to have an idea of what happened, but to be there, standing in the same spaces, and then understanding the treatment and just the whole situation is just
And
remarkable.
as solemn as all of that is and was, we can revel in the fact that we overcame that.
Absolutely. And
are standing here today,
Yeah.
from all that.
Absolutely. We're still fighting, but we are in a much better place than we were as being taken as slaves and then living as slaves.
Yeah, and that wasn't the entire trip. We did some fantastic tours, different excursions there that we were able to do, and it just was eye-opening, so we got a chance to eat the food, see the culture, experience the people, the wonderful people there. So my takeaway, again, is just definitely need to go.
Yeah. And just like everywhere, there's people thriving, and then there's people that need help. It's just like anywhere.
Yeah.
Then next we talk about Region 7 Seas, the splendor. And I'm just going to say simple. My biggest thing was, now I know there's luxury, and then there's luxury. And Regent was luxury. They may be spelled the same way, but not pronounced the same. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, the fact that everything is included with the Regent 7 Seas, so you may have a higher ticket price in the beginning, but just understand that at the end of it all, you're not going to get a bill. You're not going to, have to go through, itemize your charges and make sure who paid, who did what, who charged this, who charged that. You're not going to have any of that.
The only thing that ain't paid for is special spa treatments. And of course, if you buy something in the gift shop, right? They don't give that away. Right. But everything else, alcohol, food, laundry, it's just... it's just...
Couldn't be a better experience. So truly recommend Regent 7 Seas.
And we went from Canada to New York, so it also got a chance for us to see Canada for the first time. So it opened up a lot of news for new news for us.
So that's what we did. We spent 2 days in Montreal prior to boarding Regent 7 Seas.
Right.
And then on the back end of that, we'll talk about Canada first, I guess.
Well, Canada was simple for me. It was just, I'd never been.
Neither have I.
Yeah, so we've never crossed the border. And you start to get caught up in the conversations and the news and the mouths of lies or whatever, but we were blown away by Canada, Montreal specifically, the nightlife, the culture.
Yeah, I love the fact that you can walk down the street and you can hear so many different languages
walk by you,
walking past, and it was just like and it was only a couple hour flight from Atlanta, so it's like this was too easy. We didn't have to travel all the way over to France in order to hear French speaking people.
Absolutely.
So the fact, and that may sound real menial. It's like it's just right there. The takeaway for me with this one is that you don't need to have this long flight to experience all of that, the culture, the food, the different, being around the languages. You just go to Canada. And after that,
we ended up in Brooklyn. That's where our port was, and guess who else is in Brooklyn? Our baby. So Kaylin lives there, so we had an opportunity to take a few days and hang out with her, and she actually did the touristy things with us, and we had a blast. That was my first time sailing underneath the Statue of Liberty and seeing it, and outside of seeing it in person up close. So that was pretty crazy. And just New York is huge. New York always has something to do, but then you get in there. Like we went on a food tour, and it was such a simple excursion to do.
It was so fun, though.
But it was fun, and it almost makes you feel like New York should have different cities within the city, because you can turn
A
a block.
different-
Yeah, every time you turn a block, you're in a different culture, basically.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Loved it.
yeah, my biggest takeaway is that familiar places, and we say this all the time, we'll travel around the world to go visit and see some outstanding site or visit something, but then we're from Texas and some people ain't even been to the daggone Alamo.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
so
Right.
it's just a pleasant reminder for us and you all to, hey, travel doesn't have to be 1,000 miles away. It can literally be an hour, 30 minutes
Back
away
door.
just to see something different.
Yep.
You know, so and it makes it personal. So.
Right. Next, my travels took me to Belize.
I didn't.
So after the New York trip,
I wasn't there. I didn't.
Tommy went back home. I flew to Belize for
Facts.
a week.
Facts.
And going there, we've only been there together on a port stop. So
Yeah.
this was my first time going to Belize and seeing a different part of the country. And going there, I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was a work trip, you know, so I got a chance to stay at 2 separate resorts there and got a chance to visit another one. Now, Belize is a place where you can either go couples, you can do family getaways, you can do solo trips there. The culture, the food, the people were amazing. Absolutely love going to Belize, and we must get there together at some point.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to get there. The takeaway from going to Belize, though, is that some destinations is definitely much more than a cruise port. So if you have an opportunity, please take the time to go there, exploring the country outside of just the port stops, because there's so much more to it.
And then next it was Barcelona, Spain. And it was our second time there. Our first time there, we did a Mediterranean cruise on Windstar, and it was amazing. And so we wanted to go back, and we had an opportunity to go back with 2 of our friends, Audra and Lance, and then we went and spent 4 days there. And the biggest surprise for me was I view it as a huge city because I link it with the Olympics and always hearing Barcelona and Madrid. Those are the 2 cities. But when you're there, it has a big city feel to it, but everything's within walking distance, or there's a lot within walking distance.
Yeah.
So
Which I loved.
That was surprising.
The fact that we can walk out of our hotel room, and either way we went, you just walk and just see different things. You can all the food places around, the shopping areas that were around there. Truly a lovely experience.
Absolutely. And then La Sagrada Familia, seeing it the second time, it's just as amazing. And then you start to realize more about it, and it's just like, wow. It's a
beautiful church. Yeah. Next, we have our Bordeaux River Cruise on Alma Waterways, Alma Dolce. This was a cruise that was in the making for 2 years, and finally got a chance to go because we've been planning it for so long.
It was our second Travel with the Joneses opportunity.
Yeah. So this was a wine cruise.
Yes, primarily.
Focused. Yeah, because of Bordeaux.
Doubt.
Yeah, because of Bordeaux for sure. This was a part charter that we did with a couple other of our franchise owner friends, and we just got together and said that we're gonna get this group and go on Alma Waterways. So
about 30 people.
Yeah, in total we had about 30 people there, which was fantastic.
Absolutely.
You know, it was so much easier to travel with a group, and then you have a group of friends. A lot of the people we did not know, but then by the end of the cruise, you know, everybody was saying, "Hey, we're such and such. Hey, you know, we're gonna travel together.
Absolutely.
You know, next year somewhere. You know, what are we doing next?" And it was just a great opportunity to meet new people. To you have a good time while you're on that sailing and
drink wine.
Great. And have a lot of wine.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
See a part of France that most people are aware about only because of the wine. But Bordeaux was once the capital. You know what I'm saying? Of France.
Yeah,
so.
even just walking around the city of Bordeaux was
a lot of
great.
history.
Yeah, so
And
we
the
loved
Romans.
it. Yeah.
So a lot, yeah.
So, and then going on river cruising is definitely different than ocean cruising. So, that slow travel on the river, invites the deeper connections that you have with people and with the places that you go into the ports, because they're smaller cities. So you get a lot more you can take away from that.
Agreed. Yeah, a lot to see. Yeah, and you don't have to look far to find it.
Yeah.
And then we had our annual conference for Dream Vacations, World Travel Holdings, and we were on the Star Princess. Now, Princess is one of those cruise lines to where it's automatically in my head because of conversations with people and stuff you see on TV that it's specifically for a particular type of person. And it's usually the older, the older white couples. All right. That's what it seemed to me. And then
based off of, because it's
like
the
I
Love
said,
Boat.
yeah.
Oh.
But just once that's what I walked in thinking. But then once you start to research, you realize Princess is just another cruise line who's trying to do the best they can, to give people outstanding cruise opportunities. And so our first time on a Princess cruise was for this conference, and it was on their newest ship. So I don't know what a lot of people think about Princess, but I'm telling you right now, what you think is not actually the way it is going to be from here on out. Because that Star Princess and then they got the Sun Princess, those new ships bring a little more energy to the ship and opportunity for younger crowds to board this cruise line and have fun. Because we had fun, and it was karaoke night was impressive.
Karaoke, then they have the 80s night also, the DJ, playing 80s music.
Yeah.
People were dressed up in the 80s attire,
Absolutely.
so even just the entertainment that they had on the ship too was so good.
And they got the dome, and then they got the desserts. So there's a lot. Yeah. So my takeaway is, like I just said, never judge a brand by its old reputation. I'm telling you right now, these new ships that these cruise lines are putting out, they're changing the game. They're changing everything. Make you
Appealing
rethink
to the
all of
masses.
them. Absolutely.
Next, we have the Disney Destiny.
She has.
I went on this Disney Destiny sailing, which kind of
Can I say
rounded
something real
out.
quick? I'm a Marvel fiend. I've been collecting comic books since I was 8 years old, but I didn't get to go on this cruise.
So I particularly loved the Disney Destiny. This was the heroes versus villain ship, their newest ship. And the fact that I am not really a Marvel fan like that, but going on this ship and seeing everything that they had available for the kids, and not just the kids, it was for the older people too, because a lot of the older people were geeking out seeing a lot of the characters there, and I just got a kick out of seeing all that. So walking in, because it was so Black Panther forward, you see T'Challa and the Black Panther in the Grand Hall, and the artwork that they had around was a lot of Wakanda type African decor. It was beautiful to see. I truly love that, because representation matters, and Disney's Wakanda and Black Panther themes, they just made everything kind of stand out much more to me when I want to inform any of our clients about Disney. Disney Destiny would be my number one that I would definitely let people know about. So I truly enjoyed that whole sailing.
And, looking at her pictures, and I helped her producing the video with our family member and teammate, Candace. The thing that's special about Disney is they have the kids. Now with Disney owning Marvel, Disney owning ESPN, Disney owning, so much that they have the ability to entertain both sides, and they're bringing that ability onto the cruise ships and to the theme parks. So like we were saying earlier, if you have a kid, right, say you, your wife, and your 2 children, and you like Marvel and they like Disney period and Marvel, then go have fun with them.
You
know what I'm
will
saying?
have a good time.
Absolutely. Go have a blast.
You will have a good
fun.
time for sure.
Yeah, and then like Nikki said, their ability to provide spaces for adults only. So meaning you drop off your kids, now you can go somewhere where you don't have to deal with other people's kids. That's impressive. So I got to give them props for that, even though I didn't go on the Destiny.
Okay, you'll go later.
All right. And now it's time for us to reveal our top 3 destinations for our 2025 travel. Yeah. Number 3, Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Barcelona was because we went. We typically don't go to places twice.
Right.
You know, so the fact that we decided to go again because there was so much we didn't get a chance to see the first time, and going back was just as amazing as the first time. We truly enjoyed Barcelona.
Absolutely. And it's best for people who enjoyed Spain, first off. It's also for people who enjoy history, and it's also for people who enjoy the opportunity to do something all the time. Number 2,
Regent Seven Seas, the Splendor.
Specifically.
For me, it's luxury because that's how I like to travel. Absolutely. You know, and luxury, of course, is on your budget, whatever you think luxury is, because that fluctuates with whoever, right? At different times of life, what luxury is. Regent, hands down, was one of the best experiences.
So she was right.
Luxury.
She was right the whole time.
Oh yeah, yep, she was right.
Shout out to
Chanel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And number 1,
Ghana.
Yeah, it just stood out for me simply because it was heartwarming and heartbreaking, and it was finding out more about who I am, who we were, or who we are, and it gave me a mental link to my ancestors. I think that's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, I think for me, number 1 is, I'm just gonna say Africa.
True.
You know, after going to South Africa with Botswana, Zimbabwe, and then going to West Africa, I'm like, I have to kind of group all of it together. Okay. So my number 1, I think, will always be Africa.
Yeah, and I'll just say Africa, I think it's best for everybody, but it's greatest for African descendants, because I think going back, it reminds you that you're not just an American. You know, you are you're a special recipe, you know, of American, and what your ancestors were before, and then what your ancestors went through, and then what your ancestors, including you today, are still standing proud and finding and making your own way. That's just, I think every African descendant should take one chance to go back if you can.
I agree.
And then I also say that Ghana is a huge ancestral pool of knowledge and information, but it's also, there's a lot to do in Ghana. There's nightlife, you know, good food, a great hotel. So there's a lot to do. Ghana's just not there to go to
the dungeon
for your heart to for your heart to explode. You can 2 days go through that, and then 4 days partying,
have an amazing time.
Absolutely. And what it changed about how I travel, it was about it's provided the African, it's introduced me to the African diaspora, what that meaning is, and then just trying to find it and just see how we've all grown since those moments of tragedy.
Well, also for me, it changed my perspective from JFK East Coast. I can fly 8 hours to Europe or 8 hours to Ghana.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm going
you got
to Ghana.
options.
Yeah.
All right. And that, good people, was our travels in
Yay.
2025.
Yes, every trip taught us something different.
Yeah. And if you're looking for getaway ideas, visit our website and see what's possible.
Yep. And you can also contact me directly at njones@dreamvacations.com.
And don't forget, follow us on social media, all at Jones Getaways. And we wish you a great year of travel in 2026.
Yep. Before you go, though, remember to always to travel often,
Yes.
travel smart, and travel safe.
She said what she said. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.